Right. Hello and welcome to the Jack Halford podcast. I actually recorded this for 10 minutes, but then I must have said something. My laptop heard it as Siri and then stopped recording. So now I'm starting again. But I don't mind because I'm already kind of in the flow of it. I've been to yoga, I'm floaty, it's late at night, I'm doing some drawing. It's cool, it's peaceful. These are some drawings that I've been doing recently. Here's one. Here's another one. Here's one I did earlier. It's a woman with green spots on. And, most importantly, these ones. Now these ones are important because the people in them are projecting their perception onto the world around them, which I think is what is happening. I think that what we see isn't really reality. Also, I think that the world is in our heads. I think that we create the world around us. I mean, we really do. You know, light shines off of objects into our eyes, hits the back of them, or the photosensitive tissue called the retina, right? Made up of millions of photoreceptors. These photoreceptors send electrical signals through the optic nerve to the brain, to the back of the brain, to the visual cortex to do some processing. Now, when the brain processes, excuse me, I'm just going to have a bit of cup of tea. It's doing all kinds of magical stuff, and then it's like, right, this is what I think's going on. So everything kind of is a hallucination in a way, because your brain is... I'm looking at myself in the camera now. Is this what I look like? I don't know, but it's what my brain's saying I look like. Maybe it's because my brain's like, this is the least scariest thing I'm going to show you, but really, do I look like this, or am I a frog? Ribbit. I have no idea. We all are lying to each other. We all are frogs. Or are we? You know, we don't really know. Is it a simulation? Is all I'm saying. I'm also doing some drawing here, and it's very blobby. I'm using this graffiti ink pen. Oh, it's just a graffiti marker. It's got a ball in it, so it's not really for ink, it's more for paint. I could have took the ball out, but I was too lazy, and I've had this for years. I left the ball in. There you go. Cool story, right? But I use this in industrial marker ink by Flux. I like the fact it's called Flux. It's got a very much a flow to it. It's not always in flux. It's, well, it kind of is. What does influx mean? The flowing in and out. A constant flow. Something like that. I like these pens because they are unpredictable. They're blobby. The ink goes all over the shop. And I like to embrace that to make interesting things. It's also what I like to embrace when I am painting my pictures with oil paints. And the way I do it is by flicking the paint onto the linen, and it is never truly controlled by me. It's just, you know, I don't really know what's going to happen, which is the fun of it. So every painting I'm doing is using the element of chance. I mean, it's all we've got, the element of chance, because you think you can control things, but like gravity's pulling you, and you know, you don't really have control of anything external. You can only control the way that you perceive things and the way that you respond to things. With practice, of course, it's very difficult to control that. Sometimes we get very pumped up, and we can't. But with practice, you can. That's why yoga is very good. Brings you like nice and down and calm and relaxed. That's why I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. I did yoga to sound bath. It was about an hour and a half, and it was beautiful. And I just float all the way to the studio afterwards, like Aladdin on a magic carpet, like a genie out of a bottle. Yeah. Practice makes perfect, and there's no such thing as perfect. So keep practicing, and then maybe they'll be perfect. I mean, some people think that I'm perfect. That's not true. I've called people perfect in the past. I think that's just because I like the look of them. They're obviously not perfect. Everyone has flaws. But sometimes it's a nice thing to say. I think it's pedantic to just sort of, sometimes people are very pedantic. I'm pedantic sometimes. And it's, often out of like, oh, you can't do that or say that, because that's not objective truth. Of course, it's all like semantics, whatever that means. I'm sure you could tell me, smarty pants. Yeah. I think if you think you know everything, then you obviously don't. Because no one does. The all seeing, all saying, whatever, higher power doesn't know everything. No one knows everything. Maybe that's what enlightenment is, an acceptance rather than knowing everything, because that's just, I don't want to say impossible, but it probably likely is. And I think if we knew everything, that would be kind of overwhelming. Every little detail, God, imagine. That would be difficult. Very hard. Like a cock. I love drawing pictures. You know what's really nice is when you meet someone that you don't feel the need to fill in silences. You can just sit there. I've got friends like that. And people I know like that. I really like it. And sometimes I'll meet people and have conversations with people, and they'll say, or go on a date with someone, and they'll look at people that aren't speaking to each other, and they say, I hope we're never like that. First of all, saying I hope we're never like that is pretty like, if you've just met them, that's a bit intense. I hope we're never like that, like we're already a thing. But also, what's wrong with silence? There's nothing wrong with silence. Sit in it. It's okay. It's nice to just look at someone in their eyes, and it's really nice. I like that. Anyone, just be present and be with someone. Your mum, your brother, your father, a nice lady, a nice man. Be present with them. It's good. It's nice. I like it. Be floaty. Yeah. I think when you can't do that, stop. Red flag. Green flag is silence okay. Red flag, won't shut up. Shut up, bitch. Yeah, see, I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. That's what life should be like, kind of. I mean, you gotta think about stuff and react to stuff in a responsible manner, but a lot of the time, it's the rhythm, right? Just go for it, do it, be present though. Thinking is good, thinking is dangerous. Overthinking is dangerous. So when you find yourself overthinking, some chemical things wrong. Something's wrong. There's something that's happening. Something's wrong, right? relationship, you're not getting enough exercise, you're smoking too much, you're not getting enough sleep, you got a shit job you don't like, something stressing you out, something at home, there's a mess that needs to be tidied up. It's probably just something that you need to sort out and you've not sorted it out. And you need to figure out what it is, sort it out. And then, most likely, overthinking will stop. And then you'll be right again. You've got to keep up good habits. You've got to look after yourself. And that's self-love. And that is necessary in order to actually be of any use to anyone. Because if you fucking... then you're not. You twat. So all I'm saying is be healthy. And that doesn't mean being like total fucking bore. Have a bit of chocolate, have a cigarette, have a bit of wine. But if it becomes a problem, stop it for a bit. Renew your relationship with it. Start from zero for a good time. And just have a little bit every now and then see how you feel. And if you can't do it in a healthy way, you abuse it, then you just fucking get it out of the way. It's very hard in whatever culture you're in, you know, because some people, they're in a culture where there's a lot of drinking. In Britain, there's a lot of drinking culture. But there's also a lot of people that are sober too. You just got to find these people. You got to make new friends. There's nothing wrong with making new friends. And maybe, you know, hanging out with these people less that do all the things that maybe are good for them, but might not be good for you. It's okay. Because the only constant is change. And you should embrace change. You should take actions to change your life for the better. If that means leaving people behind, then so be it. Don't be scared of it and don't feel bad. And if they try and hold on to you when you're trying to pull you into this stuff that's not good for your soul, then I don't think they really care about you, to be honest. I think they want to use you. I think they're trying to get some energy from you. And they're like, I really like hanging out with them. Come and hang out with me. No. What do you mean no? Come and hang out with me. No. Yeah. Fuck you. Bitch. You know what I mean? So I've been on dates before and a woman like tries to snog me and I'm like, I just get so offended and I'm like, what have I fucking done wrong? I don't want to snog you. Leave me alone. Respect it. Like I would respect someone else that doesn't want to do that. You know? Fucking unless they're and then very good. I think I'm gonna go into some green. I need some green for this. This one. Because I see maybe some kind of dinosaur or maybe a lizard going on. And I like that. That's cool. So I'm gonna go for it. Don't know if I like that green or not. What's that look like? No, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll go over it with some yellow. And then I think that will make it look a bit more how I want. Although that green is pretty, I like it. Yeah. And what's cool about this is you can leave, you know, sort of gaps around things. And then fill them in with other colours. If you know what I mean. Yeah. You've got to be careful when you're painting because I've got two mugs here. I've got a mug of tea and I've got a mug of water that I'm dipping my brush in because I'm using watercolours, which are paints that you add water to and then it turns into paint and you can paint with. I think that's what I call watercolours. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like a lizardy dinosaur thing. It's nice. This is a really very good thing to do. You don't need to call yourself an artist. Amateur, great word. I think it means passion. I might be murdering that. I think it might be like Latin or Greek or something for passion or derived from that. Which I love that. And if it's not that, then I've made it into that, which I can. I mean, who changes words? How do words evolve? People. I'm a person, so I can do whatever I want. I can change the meaning of something. And then people start using it in that way, and then there you go. The word has changed. People do it all the time, memes and slang. You know, everything changes. Everything is constantly changing. It's okay. I say keep languages alive. I say keep words alive. But that doesn't mean they need to stay the same meaning. That just means keep using the language. You know what I'm saying? To keep using the language. Like, in Ireland, they're trying to keep Irish alive. I was sent some chili sauce from a new friend I've made in Bulgaria, a new online friend. And she's lovely. She's a teacher. She's a very nice woman, very kind. And she also sent me some Bulgarian carrot seeds, which is like a type of chili pepper, I think. That might well go extinct. So they're trying to like give out these seeds, this hot sauce shop or whatever, maybe other people, to keep the species alive, the variety alive. I love that. I love that. I think it's really good. I think we should be trying to keep things alive. We should also let things die. But languages, come on, they're very important, I think. And culture, and heritage, and I think it's very important, especially working class culture and folklore and heritage, you know, can be lost because war and how society is sort of like, this isn't important. Come and work and stop messing around with all of these silly words and songs and things. That's not serious. Stop doing that. That's not how you say that word. That's not how you draw a face. That's not how you do this, that and the other. That's not how you dress. It's erasure of our cultural heritage. Wherever you are, it's happening. There's this globalization going on. Again, I was talking about globalization with this new friend. The global village, the idea of the global village where everything's just turning into the same thing. Very boring and samey. I guess you feel safe because everything looks the same, but it's also monotonous and like really unoriginal, which is why I love to support independent business, which is why I don't have a lot of money, because I'm just like, oh, I want to go on, I'll have another coffee, keep the coffees coming. I like the independent coffee shops. I know it's a hipster thing, but that's okay. Call me what you want, I don't care. I'll do what I want, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Machi! Ay, ay, ay. It's good to be alive. You know, I said the other day, I said that ain't it cool that we can even feel grief and sadness and loneliness, because there's some people that are born with conditions that maybe don't even feel those things. They can only feel like basic sort of things, you know. Maybe they don't have the full spectrum. They've never been in love, so they couldn't have felt heartbreak. It's so fucking amazing that I have been able to spend time with people and then be heartbroken. Because some people never experience that. And I think that's really sad. But also not. Because everyone's different. And everyone's experiencing life in a different way. And that's beautiful. But what I'm saying is gratitude is going to make you happier. Happiness shouldn't be the goal, but think about it and think about what really does make you happy? It can be the hard things. I talk about that a lot, stoicism. But gratefulness. I'm feeling very floaty at the minute. Spend a lot of time with floaty people, and I like it. And these floaty people also respect stoicism as well. And I don't think stoicism is like, I think it's also, it's just like, chill. Come on. Don't make this into something. It doesn't have to be something. It's very Zen. I think like, even like Zen Buddhism, it's like, what is it? Like desire is shit. I'm paraphrasing. Desire is suffering. Desire is suffering. And chasing wrong. But embracing what you attract, that's great. Attracting is not chasing. It's just living your life and being the person that you want to be. You're just living it. You're enjoying the process and you're being in the moment. That will attract the kind of people you want in your life, whether it be in relationships, or jobs, opportunities, and then you embrace them, and then you continue on this journey of life until you fucking drop dead. And hopefully you've affected enough people that a lot of people are really sad, and then they get to experience that, and then the cycle begins again. The cycle of life. Ain't it good? And you could see it as a bad thing. You could see it as a bad thing. But to see it as a bad thing is to be a negative bugger, innit? I think the cycle of life is beautiful. We come up, we go down, go up and down, side to side, in and out. And then plop. And then burn or buried or floating away, sinking to the bottom of the ocean, whatever. Become worm food, part of the soil. We nourish trees into the ether. Spread out. We're all made of dead things. We're stardust and it's mad. This is it. We don't just disappear, we turn into new things. And this is a constant state of renewal and yeah. See what I mean about being a hippy dippy bastard? But I think it's great. I think it's good. You know what I mean? I don't mean you can't have a sense of humour, but some of the sense of humour I have sometimes doesn't hit, and I just feel like I'm being a dickhead. And sometimes I think maybe I'm being a dickhead and that's funny, but then people don't get it. Or maybe I was just being a dickhead and I have to apologise. I did it earlier on. Just I just think I'm funny sometimes, but I'm not. Do it! Because, you know, it's good because then you learn. Just say the thing. I think sometimes you might have an apprehension, but just do it anyway. But obviously, you know, if it's like a really bad, like, well, I probably shouldn't say that, then don't. But so it might hit, and then it might lead to something. Who knows? Some people got to be really careful because they've got a certain job or whatever. But I think people are just too careful, you know, which leads to no one saying anything original. Just fucking say blah, blah, blah. Say shit. You know what I mean? Let it out. What's the worst that can do? Often you should be saying what's the worst that can happen, and it's either like someone rejects you or what you said, and they have a tantrum. So what? You shouldn't feel bad about how people react. That's their problem. You can't please. You don't know how people are going to react until they react. Even if you've done something nice, they might be uncomfortable because they get overwhelmed. They're not used to it. They think you want something, or they really like it, and that could be fucking weird for you because you're like, well, calm down. Because then you control yourself. So let's focus on that. Yourself. It's nice, this red, the green. I love it. I love colour. Colour is my favourite thing. We've got a lot of green going on here. I think looking at that red, I think I'm going to go for red on here now. I'm inspired by the vid. And I'm going to use this palette that probably needs to be clean to put this red on too. And also might do a little bit of like orange, orangey yellow type of thing here. Mucky orange. Because I can. And I will. Yeah. It's good to sort of look at things and be moved by them and then use them in your artwork. Someone cool said, I don't even know who bloody said it, but they said, I think it was Rick Rubin in Rick Rubin's book, the one with the circle and the dot, which I think is an eye. Probably is an eye. Probably says it's an eye and I forgot. But anyway, what was I talking about? Only make things that move you. Don't try and move other people. They'll be moved if it moves you. Do you. Because that's the relatable stuff. The stuff that just comes from within. The primal instinct, you know. You see something and then you have a thought. Go with it. Do it. Let it out. Go with the natural feeling. Because it's probably right. Go with your gut. Listen to your gut too. You know, if something's not right, listen to your gut, dude. Sleep on things. That's what I would say. But if you're uncomfortable, it's got to be said. It's got to be put out there, you know. I'm uncomfortable. Why? Because of this. Oh, now I know. There you go. No resentment there. Because you said it. If, you know, everything's just relationships. And yeah, no, everything is relationships. It's your relationship with other people, relationship with the world around you, and the relationship with yourself. Which is really all we've got, really, the relationship with self. So we should really cherish ourselves and look after ourselves so that we are okay and function good. Part of that is chilling out, dude. It's good to chill, not be rushed. And to not be rushed, you need to schedule. So, it sounds boring, but having a schedule, being good at time management, will make you free. I've said it before, freedom is beige. You gotta do the boring things in order to feel less stressed and more at one with the world around you, rather than in a constant state of You know what I mean? I think it's true. I think it's true. Ducky duck. Look at that red. Whoa. Ooh. Wow. It's nice. And what I'm also thinking here is and these paintings too, thinking about the series is called Anthropomicroscopy, and I'm trying to now. I sort of kind of started with me taking these ink drawings and then trying to do that with painting, and now the paintings turn into something else, anthropomicroscopy, which is anthropology or anthropomorphic mixed with microscopy, the study of small shit, cells. I've been looking at neurons. I've been like, well, how do neurons work? And then you're like, oh, it's that little cell body, and then like a little string of an axon, and then pooping out of a whatever it's called into the next, the thingies, the bit before the synapse, which is like a gap, and then it's all chemical. I thought it was all electrical. There's electrical signals, but then it's like chemical. Science is weird. Science is cool. I like science. Forget the words of things, but I've written them down. It'll be in a book probably. You can look at it. I'll forget it, which is why you've got to write things down. And often, actually, drawing and painting diagrams, great way to help you learn things and for them to solidify in your mind, because it's visual learning. And if you can't find the visual, which you should be able to on Google or whatever, just try and draw it. Try and understand it through your own expressive marks. Try and draw something you don't understand. That's a cool thing. Drawing something you don't understand is what I'm doing when I'm painting and I'm drawing. I'm trying to process things that are going on, and with the abstracts, sometimes I'll start to pull out emotional narratives. I say emotional narratives there, so they're stories about emotional processes, mental processes. So like overcoming adversity. The most simplest one. Oh, I can't believe that happened. Oh well, there you go. It's overcoming adversity. Simplify. And that's what a painting might be about. It might be about running from the past, which I think we don't need to run from the past, but we don't want to be living in it. We don't want to be devoured by it, because every bloody moment we've just had is the past. You know, we only have the moment we are in right now, right now, right now. I think what I'm trying to say is if it's making you down, or if you're spending too much time thinking about it, it's probably not good to be doing that. Live in the now. If you're thinking about a person that's not there too much, then maybe you're in love, or maybe you're really feeling weird about how they feel about you, or maybe they've just died and you're sad. I felt all of these things recently and in the past, and the more you go through shit, the better you get at dealing with it. So we've got to just do things and then feel it and then overcome it, and then you know more about yourself, and then you make the same mistakes again over and over again until you learn, and then you do it again, and because it's just like, feels good. It's okay. Go to yoga and then you'll be cool. You'll be cool, fool. 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 I think it's Biggie Smalls is what I'm quoting there. Be cool, fool. Not being needy is good. It makes you feel a bit out of sync if you like that as well. I think. Needy. It's nice to be nice. It's nice to be kind. But needy isn't, because it's also, being needy is like, I expect you to like give me something. No. Not baby anymore. You know what I mean? It's okay for babies. I need this. Yes, you do. You're a baby. Okay. You can't look after yourself. And some people, they can't look after themselves and they need help. But you can't put that on to people. Like, it's not fair. Life's not fair. But like, grow up. You know what I mean? Accountability, it makes you happier, I think. Taking accountability for your own life. Seeing a problem and not just fucking going, this is the government's fault. Yeah, well, it might be. But you have the power within yourself to do something about it. Do something about your situation. Instead of just complaining, just go and do something about it. Change it. You can complain, or you can just not complain and do something about it. Go and do something about it right now. Because 5 years' time, if you keep at that, you're going to be in a better place. You keep trying. Because I am. The proof is in the pudding, baby. And I am the delicious pudding. The proof is in the pudding. And I am the delicious pudding. I can't believe that stopped. And the audio stopped recording on another one. It's really annoying when that happens. I'm going to have to sync the audio up on the video again. It's okay. I don't know quite where it happened, but I'll figure it out. Basically, my phone was saying, anyway, it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's put this glove back on. Sometimes there's distractions that come in and distract you from that path you're on that you think's really good. And that's a lesson. It's like, yeah, the path you're on really is good, but also go off piece sometimes and be like, wait, have a bit of that. Because the fruit over there is sweet. So have a little nibble. And then you can get back on track. Like, you don't just be like, you got to enjoying the process is going side to side on the path and like, on the way, I think, because we're all gonna die, you bitch. So fucking eat the pussy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna enjoy it. The other person gonna enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? The fruit of life. Eat it up. Yeah, boy. Wet and juicy. Yeah. Sex is great. Sometimes. This is the thing. Compatibility is so important. You could be compatible. You can maybe think the same way, which is fucking maybe not even that good, actually. I don't think it's good that people don't think the same way. It's good that people think slightly differently, I think, because then you can actually have a conversation and have a bit of confrontation, which is sometimes good. Not like extreme, but just like, oh, you can think about it this way. And I'm like, okay, I respect that. It's how change happens, and change is a constant. If you never change, then that's why you're going to feel weird, because that's the constant natural state. If you're trying to stay the same all the time, you're going to feel shit. You're not growing, you're not expanding, you're not learning. It's all this fucking trendy shit talk, but it's just common sense, isn't it? You know what I mean? Tea is good, tea is nice. Eat the pussy. So I'm saying, these figures I'm doing, they're happy and they're content. They are like, yeah, man. There's a lot of people going around. They're like, but like, fucking chill. We're all gonna die. Keep telling yourself that, and don't be scared of that. Let it help you to realize. Just do fucking whatever you want. Not kill people, but like do a little painting. And don't be stressed out about doing a painting. It's just some muck on a bit of bark, you know, a bit of like tree. It's dirt on tree. Dirt on tree. The on tree. The whole tree. The on tree. The on tree. I like that one. I think that's nice. And this paper is just some packaging paper that I've cut into like A5 pieces on the guillotine up there. I just like using different paper sometimes. It's got a few different types. I like cheap paper because it goes all like crimply crumply, and it reminds me of being a kid. And I used to just go and get the cheapest paper. It's down a lot of money. So I was a kid. So it's got like a ream of 500 print paper and scribbled all over it. It didn't really matter what the quality of the paper was. It's more about what you put on it. It's the idea that matters, not what it's written on or what it's written with. If you're concerned about the materials too much and you think the materials are what makes the art great, you're totally wrong. It's totally wrong. Totally wrong. You know, like, doesn't matter. It's like the nature of paper is that it's very fragile. So if it's oh no, it's not A5 anymore. Oh no, the aspect ratio has changed and it's a bit wonky. So what? You work with it. There's a lovely artist called Michael Armitage that works on the Bugu bark. I probably murdered that. The Bogo. But basically, it's just like bark that they use to bury the dead. But he uses it to paint on, and obviously it's bark, so it has like imperfections, it has holes, and he works around that. He does stretch them over, you know, rectangular frames, but it still has that nice organic quality that I like. I like a crimple and I like a crumple. And I think that working with something that has imperfections makes it a fight straight away. And that's exactly why I like using these marker pens. And also why it's fun that I just rip the paper and I'm trying to work with it. It forces you to work and figure out how to make it work. You're presented with a problem, you're planting with a problem, and you're solving it. You're having to use your mind to create a balance, which you're going to have to do anyway when you're painting, to make a composition. A composition is a painting. It's made of different parts, also known as components. So a composition is made of bits. It's just like you are a composition of water and other shit. A painting is a composition of shapes and colours. That goes over there, that goes over there. That's what a composition is. So if anyone asks you what a composition is, just say it's what the painting is made of. It's just a load of shit that's put in a certain place, like that. It's a really bad description. People, there's lots of big words, right? And some people are like, what does that mean? I don't really know how to describe it. Because it doesn't matter. Just about creating balance. A little bit of red over there, a little bit of green over there. If it feels right, it feels right. If it don't feel right, it don't feel right. It might feel right to someone else. So that's what subjectivity is. When something's subjective, it means that someone might like it, someone might not like it. This also means, if you're talking about reality, subjective reality is the reality that is someone's own sense of it, and objective reality is an agreement of what reality is. It's like, oh, that's definitely a man over there. Yeah, that's a man, yeah. That's reality, that's objective reality. But is it? Because really, I mean, you could have such things as confirmation bias, where this is like a group of people disagreeing on something just because there are other people agreeing on it, so they're agreeing on it. And it might not actually be a real thing. I don't know. So, yeah, what's going on, man? Fucking weird. Life is cool. Life is weird. Yeah. I was going to say I was upset about the camera turning off and the microphone going funny, and I'm going to have to edit this. I'm going to have to spend like 10 minutes linking everything up. Oh, woe is me. You could easily feel sorry for yourself, but you can't control some things, you know. I mean, I could really meticulously go into all the settings and make sure everything's absolutely perfect before I start doing this thing, but I can't be asked. I think that the fact that things go wrong gives me something to talk about as well, which is great. I need stuff to talk about. This is going really well, by the way. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. I'm just doing patterns, which is great. And that's, you know, it's all about experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And when you're presented with a problem, that's what you have to do. You have to experiment until it works. What the fuck was that? Bruh. God, when you hear noises at night, I'm just like, is that like a fucking rat or something? Because there was a rat downstairs for a bit, and it freaked me out. No one believed there was one, and then I was like, "Look, I told you there was one," because it got caught in the rat trap. Freaks me out. Being scared of stuff is completely normal, by the way. And maybe I'm just saying that because I don't want to seem like a wuss, but I don't like rats. I think rats are annoying, and they freak me out, and they carry the plague. Dude, I don't want the fucking plague. Imagine if it was like a life or death situation and you were lying there, hiding under a bed, and there was like a fucking gunman, and then a rat comes up your fucking leg and you're like, ah! Might make them jump and kill themselves. Or they might start shooting you. I don't know why I said that. I don't think I'm in danger of that, but who knows? Who knows? You never know. I don't want to manifest that shit. Sometimes I just say things and think, bloody hell, why did I say that? Yeah, just let things out into the world. Better than them being stuck in my head, though. Better than them stuck in my head, though. Yep. I just saw a flash and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was what's that bit of the brush called? I forgot. The burrow? The barrel? Oh, it's got a name. I should know the name. Because you've got the bristles, you've got the bloody stick bit, the handle, and then you've got that metal bit, which has a specific name, which I forgot. Which you should probably know, but I don't. Yeah. Recently I keep thinking how much there's a lot of hate. People just hate each other, right? There's the resentment and shit and abuse of power. And I just think it's just like, it's ugly. I know a lot of people that have been through abuse and that have suffered, and you know what? They're some of the nicest people I know. It's amazing. I think sometimes we don't give people credit where credit's due. And there's a lot of people that are survivors of abuse that are really fucking strong. And they're like, people don't tell them that, but they are. So if you hear someone that's had a rough time and they're fucking still going, tell them that you're proud. Tell them that they're doing a good job. Just be nice to them and support them. If they're your friend, even a fucking stranger, because it's going to keep them going, and they're doing very well to keep going. So just like fucking cheer them on, dude. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Be kind. I've met a lot of people recently that are very kind, and it's making me want to be more kind. You can always be more kind. You never regret being kind. You will regret being a fucking bastard. You can apologise. You can block people. You can unblock people. It's okay to like just fucking not like people and be like, fuck off. It's kind of mean to like not give a reason why, but sometimes you like, who cares? I'm not really sure about that. It's just red and yellow. Yeah, I think I need more contrast, so I think I'm going to go in with some green right now. Wow, I like that. And I'm going to make some incisions. Yeah, that's cool. And what I'm doing is I'm putting a much darker colour on here, and I'm breaking up bits of it. I'm making the composition more balanced, and it's going to lead the eye in a certain way. The eye is going on a journey around the painting, and I am taking you on this journey as the artist. When you put a dark colour down, it makes the midtones look lighter. So the midtone is this, I guess, is the brown. That's why it's nice working on brown paper, because you could work with a really dark colour and a really light colour, and you could make a great artwork with just those two colours. Black and white on brown would work well, or maybe like a Prussian blue and a very pale off-white, like a Naples yellow. It's not off-white, it's Naples yellow, but to me, or like titanium buff, which is like a nice colour. See, this is already flowing. Look, I've got that green on there, and it's making it a bit more flowy. Different types of marks as well, because you see that the first types of marks I was putting down were very washy and very patchy, but then these are more fluid, painterly, drawn. They are lines, and so they are sort of framing the colours underneath them and turning this into a story of sorts. It gives it more energy, and this will make you feel differently. It's good to do this because you can get ideas. Also, I'm just talking about it now, and I'm thinking about the language and how to describe paintings. It's good to experiment, it's good to be free. Not everything needs to look the same. And then you can combine those things in the style that you already have, and then you develop as an artist. If you just make the same shit all the time, it will still develop, because you just develop. It's just, you can't help it. You're channeling something that's coming from somewhere else. It's beyond. Yeah. I'm going to get a really dark purple. I think this is purple. Yeah, it is. And I'm going to whack that on there now to really create some contrast. I think I'm going to put some here. Yeah. Just creating contrast between colours, lightness, dilution. And what's nice is, being watercolours, a lot of the colours are not super opaque, so you get the other colours coming through and making the line more, I'd love to say more interesting, but I'm trying not to say interesting too much. I heard, because one of the students I work with said, "Oh, that sounds like a compliment," and I thought, "Oh, that's a fantastic word for starters, a compliment. I'm gonna steal that word." I think he was right. I basically said the quality of your line is very interesting, but I didn't explain what that meant. So he was like, "What does that mean?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm really into the quality of the line." It was like scatter. He's making me be more descriptive, which is very good, because to be descriptive is to be more understood, to get your point across. If you just say something's interesting, or you say you're fine, you're not really describing what's going on. You're just sort of speaking, and sort of, it's just like throwing words out there, and you're just sort of not really being present and communicating properly. It's closed. Maybe you're scared of being descriptive. Maybe you're scared of saying the wrong word in the wrong way. It doesn't matter. You should just like, I don't think that's the right word. Ooh. It doesn't really matter, does it? Use words. If you think it sounds right, it probably is. If it's not, maybe someone will correct you, and then you'll know. It's all right. It's okay. In art, a lot of words that already exist have different meanings. There's a book actually that I don't know the name of, but basically just has a bunch of words with their meanings in an art context in it. That was on a reading list for uni when I was at uni. Worth getting, if you can find that from that information I just given you. I think adding that purple made this a way more interesting picture. It gives this piece far more energy. And what's cool about this, like I'll switch it around like that, and now I'm looking at it in the screen and I'm starting to see figures. So what I'm going to do naturally is start to paint the I'm going to take these gloves off actually, because my hands are getting sweaty. Yeah. So I'm going to start I think I'm going to start drawing people in. And what I've done here is I've just put loads of marks. Just going to put marks down. See, all you need is like two blobs, and then you've got eyes. It's pretty amazing. The human mind will be able to sort of say, yeah, that's a little fella. Now. Because I put two blobs down in a certain way. Now I'll just mix some green with some purple, I think. But it doesn't matter. Oh, and that's getting a bit more fuzz, which is nice. Fuzz. I just thought about the Rip Jermaine show at the ICA for some reason. It was very good. I got to be saying that it was very good. I enjoyed that show. I don't know why that just came to my mind. Fuzzy. ICA is a pretty good space in London. I would recommend. It's along the Mall. The Mall? The road leading up to like the Buckingham Palace. which I think they should sell and fucking give all the rooms to like homeless people or something. Of course they're not going to do that. So many fucking homeless people in this city in Leicester. It's really sad. It's really sad. You don't know what's happened to them for them to be homeless. But I can tell you this. Everyone has dysfunctional families. No one has perfect family. So of course I can understand and have empathy. But also, it's like the state of the world, you know. The state of the world's in, isn't it? I think in times of adversity and limited funds, austerity measures by governments, cuts in welfare, you're going to get people evicted from houses they're owned by people that say they provide housing, called landlords, but obviously what they're doing is buying property that could otherwise be brought for less if landlords didn't own it so that they could rent it out. So landlords are actually quite a big problem in society, I think. I really do think that, yeah. And you might disagree, but I bet you disagree because you've either been told to disagree or maybe you know a landlord and you're like, well, he's alright. But quite frankly, I think that it's a bit fucking selfish to buy things like shelter and then charge people lots of money for them. Isn't it? I would say a good business is to provide people with affordable, accessible food or things that are going to really help them and better them as human beings. And I think that art is certainly that. I think I'm presenting value and knowledge. I'm presenting knowledge to people. Hopefully helping people figure shit out so that they are more on track with what they're doing. Yeah. I love painting. It's just like, it's gone from squiggles to like people. That's how it works. And you could do 1,000,000 of them. And then one of them might be really good. And then you can flog it. The danger, I think, with painting, if you can call it a danger, is the overworking of a painting. You know, when you keep going after a certain point, because you're like, oh, I can fix this mess. Maybe you should just leave it. Sleep on it, because you can do too much and then wreck it. It's a real skill not to overwork a painting. It really is. To just let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Yeah. The mixture of colours feels like a Kandinsky. A little bit, but on brown, ripped up paper. There you go. Fantastic. There you go. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys, because I need to go home and go sleep. I've got work in the morning. I want to get up at 5 a.m. I think I'm going to get up at like 6:30 instead now. I've been staying up late. It's good to get the work done and stay on top of things. It's not Sunday, this is out. It's going to be out Thursday probably. But you get what you get. This is what you get. All right? Bye. Bye-bye.